Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike Pisani. It is Monday, June 12th. It is about 3:30 in the afternoon. We have about a half hour to the market's close. This is your daily recap of today's action and the option flow. So it's been a pretty wild day to start off with. So right off the bat, Qs, you can see the Qs were way down on futures. Look at the volume today on this candle. Huge volume again. We gapped down and immediately reversed and bounced up, and then have kind of been going sideways for most of the rest of the day. No real action in the Qs today. The SPY saw some action, nothing major though. But you can see how the SPY has been weaker today than the Qs. They definitely look like they were rolling money out at times back into the Qs early on today. Not sure what's going on here. SPY, we did see a sweeper into the Wednesday expiration, the 243s for about 200K, and then again somebody came in and played the July 28th 247.50 calls. So we've had some bullish actions the SPYs, nothing extremely bearish, which I thought was interesting. The Fed is on Wednesday. We may have seen them trying to get rid of some people out of the SPYs, and the banks going ahead here. Definitely came and defended some of our favorite names. So we're going to look at those in a little bit. Did want to show the IWM as well. Another day. Still an inside day, still digesting this big move it had right now. Still looks really good right here at this point. The VIX itself elevated today all day, gapped up, has not given it back, but not really spiking either, not showing a lot of huge problems. And the put to calls, which we've talked about in webinars, on the New York Stock Exchange, the SPY, it's basically pretty damn neutral, pretty flat. And on the Qs, on the NASDAQ, we saw a huge spike, which I think led to that reversal. That was early. Those numbers came in on the open. They quickly bought protection, and then you saw it come crashing down. So some of the other buying and stuff we saw on the indexes themselves, on the VXX, we did see a call buyer come in. Was it a call buyer? Yep. So a call buyer of the June 1250 calls, about $400,000 worth in the money, right on the open today. And the XLX, which is like the Qs, it's a technology ETF. If you're not familiar with it, I'm sorry, XLK. What is it? XLK did see a call buyer when it was hovering down here, chopping around, and they came in and bought the July 28th 58 calls. A little bit unusual. We also saw a small TZA sweeper, nothing much, but they were buying puts on the bear ETF on the TZA. The fact that they're buying puts on this leads us to believe that somebody's protecting this position here, and they're worried that the IWM is going to go higher. So looking around a little bit, financials today gapped up, went up, sold off, and came down. I am in GS, and I'm getting my ass handed to me. I bought weeklies, and I'm still deciding whether I'm going to add or wait till tomorrow. I'm probably going to wait at this point here. And we saw, just a lot of very quiet action today in the XLF. Nothing special going on there. Energy, very similar. Big, strong move out the gate and has slowly faded through the day and is just kind of holding here and chopping around now. What else did we see? We did see some bearish flow in individual names, but nothing to get excited about. SMH, which is a semiconductors ETF. Better if I type it in right. Did see some protection on the open into January 65 puts, pretty large. DFS, Discover, the fins on the open. It saw some July 60 puts. I think somebody's just protecting something here, nothing really special. Starbucks, which has had a big run, and I actually kind of like as a long here, but did on the open into blood see a put sweeper come in, and they bought the June 23rd 59.50 puts. Not huge though. Somebody's probably just protecting a little bit. And then we saw a lot of interesting stuff like this. X, a name I did play today. I sold my July 23 calls for a profit up into here, and then bought back the August 25 calls, which I'm a little red on, but I'm swinging those. I do not plan on getting rid of those anytime in the near future. IBM was a name on my watch list today, And this thing moved right out of the open. It was tried to get on these. They came in quickly, hit the July 23rd 160 calls right in the middle of this bar. You can see they came in quickly. It went up. They ran away. I stopped chasing, and it's bled all day long. Why I'm still interested in this tomorrow, it still has a gap to fill up to about 159, a little bit more. So something to keep an eye on tomorrow. They did come back and hit them a couple times. Nothing huge. Micron had a lot of flow today, most of it pretty small, but they did hit the June 23rd 160s, the July 730s were decent size, and they hit those a couple times. And you can see Micron has been green all day and held the 21 day and is back here at the 8 day into the close. So Micron should be a name on your radar if we're going to bounce. Baba. So Baba I played early on here this morning. Sorry, right in here. They bought the 140 June, the weekly 143s, the weekly 145s, and the weekly 145s again. They were playing small in Baba, all small sweepers. I played it, made a nice profit, got out, bought it back down in here. I'm down a little bit, and I'm going to hold this one overnight, just thinking that maybe we gap up tomorrow and get a little bit of play in this. I like the look in Baba. One of the reasons I like Baba is we held the gap this morning. We did not go into the gap. Tesla, really not much today. We did see some flow here. They did sweep some of the June 365s. Those expired this week. Honestly, all the flow I'm showing you today, guys, they were small in nature. There was nothing huge, nothing to get very excited about. Apple, all day long, they've been hitting this thing down here. We did get an upgrade mid-afternoon from, I think, from one of the players. I don't remember who. I'm going back and trying to find it now. But we had downgrades overnight. This is kind of becoming a battleground stock at this point. Most of the call buying, they hit the June 148s, the June 147s, the June 23rd 144s multiple times, the June 144s, the June 23rd 144 calls again, and then the June 146s. So they've been in and out of this name all day, all small though. Nothing that's going to make us think that this is a bottom. None of those, none of those big call buyers or put sellers coming in saying, I'm going to defend this. Keeping an eye on flow. Again, nothing special coming in here. Seeing some stuff in like MELI into January 430 calls, but nothing really special here. Nothing that gets me very excited as we go into the close. JD caught a call sweeper. Came in on the open at the low of the day. They did hit the July 40 calls. So somebody went out, a little bit of a call sweeper here. Not as huge, but it was decent size. Probably about 375,000. Not bad. They keep coming into this name. AMD, I'm sorry, AMD saw a couple call sweepers today. Lots of small call sweepers. They did hit the September 14 calls with size at one point. So something to keep an eye on. They had over $1 million they bought on the September 14 calls. Again, name is holding in okay. Doesn't look fabulous. Doesn't look bad, but it's above the 21 day and back above the 8 and right at the 50. So it's playing okay. Yelp was another name I did trade today. Not my best trade the way I traded it. You can see early on was one of the best sweepers of the day. They came in. They started hitting the July 31st. No, sorry, the July 31 calls. And instead of taking calls, I came in right here. I grabbed 1,000 shares of common down at 29 and change somewhere in here. And I got up like $150 and I put a stop in at $100 and they came and took me out and then they turned and ripped this thing to highs. So mental note, don't put your stops in so tight. But I was being careful today. I didn't like where the market was at this point. The market was weak. So, it happens. NVDA, I know name you guys, everybody's watching here. NVDA has seen call sweepers all day long. They have been hammering the June 149 and especially the June 155 calls nonstop, but it hasn't gotten the stock to do much from here. So I don't know, something you need to be careful of, see how this plays out. Facebook, again, small action, couple small sweepers. I guess what I'm trying to say is they're nibbling into the names that got beat up the most, but they're not coming in with strength here at this point. Avgo. So I don't want you getting overly excited that I'm calling by that. Avgo saw a couple sweepers. The best of them was the June 250 call buyer, came in large right here, about 250,000 worth. Again, I don't know. Priceline saw a July 1800 by 1840 spread. Don't know where that's going to go here. Just lots of trades like this. And by the way, Priceline was getting killed at one point, has come back. That's where your sweeper came in. No man's land here, really kind of in no man's land, but is back above this pivot. So that is worth watching. What else? Amazon, another name that saw a lot of action today from a perspective. Was down 30 again at one point. Doesn't look like in this chart, but look at it. Opened up at 972, came all the way down to 946, bounced back to 970, and now is back in here. They did come in down here. It wasn't a big player, but they did hit the June 23rd 997.50 calls, about $215,000 bet. So something to put on your radar. Held the 50-day, held it perfectly here. So that's something worth watching. Nike saw some repeat action today. We saw Nike, they've been buying these nonstop. They're still coming in. They hit the June 30 to 56 calls today early on. Nice little move. They've been buying this thing since down in here. It just keeps going. Grinding, though. Bank of America was the only bank I saw anything worthwhile in, and it was small for Bank of America. The June 30th, 2450 calls. Nothing that's going to get me excited. And honestly, guys, the other one was UPS, and I did trade UPS. They came in. They hit the, right here, they hit the June 23rd, 110 calls with 10,000 contracts. And it looks like they rolled 10,000 of the 20,000 in open interest from June, but they added a lot of money to it. So they put a lot of money in. I did trade these. I did sell these up in here. They're just grinding, and I just wanted to start taking some risk down here. As I'm talking in, some more just came in. There's more of them coming in right now. They just bought another 800 of them just right now as I'm sitting here watching this as we're speaking. So that the line now, I'll bring this up to you. They're now 12,000 in open interest in this UPS. So they just jumped this up and pulled that up. You can see it. They've added more to it. These were the ones that looks like they rolled out. What else do I got? Not much. That pretty much kind of sums it up today. So it's been a really kind of choppy, rough day. Sideways. We've held in on the SPY and the other ones pretty well. Qs at this point, we got to see. We're going to see what tomorrow, whether they want to do what they want to do with this. They gave us a bounce, but it was a reversal. We went below Friday's close. We traded up, but it's not the most inspiring bounce in the world. So we're going to have to see how this plays out now. If you guys have questions, hit me on Twitter tonight or hit me in my email, mike@alphashark.com. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Hope you had a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.